we love sustainability events, right? Yet very often there are a lot of conversations here that don't lead into action. And for such passionate people like us, that can be frustrating. But today we're here to announce something very different, something that is already on the way. A brand new partnership that is breaking the ground on how we value and invest in nature. And today I want to welcome on this stage Ross Stockdale, the CEO at Oxygen Conservation, and Ross Fairley, Senior Partner at Burgess Salmon, for the big reveal. So, Rich, let's start with you. What are the news? Tell us, what are you announcing?
Good afternoon, all. Hold your breath. You are here to hear the announcement of the highest price ever paid for a nature-based carbon credit in the world.
Woohoo!
We broke the world record today. £125 a tonne for the sale of 8,000 carbon credits, breaking £1 million to our incredible partners, Burgess Salmon. This deal goes beyond carbon credits, and for the first time is a transaction that has the potential to make the market that everyone else has been talking about for decades, but we've done it today, and you've been part of that for being here. So can we get a massive round of applause for Burgess Salmon and yourselves, please?
That was amazing. Guinness World Book Record worthy. Congratulations. Ross, I want to hear your story. What's in it with this partnership for you?
Well, thanks very much. And yeah, it's refreshing, isn't it? Law firms spending a lot of money on carbon credits. So look, we take a step back. Burgess Salmon, for those of you who don't know, is a big, large UK law firm. We have 170 million turnover a year, 1,000 employees, offices around the country. And we built our reputation on responsible business and being a great place to work. We consistently win the best place to work for lawyers. And responsible business is a big part of what we do. It's a big part of our practice as well. So we've built a reputation in sectors around advising on net zero, environment, clean energy. So that's how this fits together with this whole approach. We've been working with Oxygen for many, many years. They're a client of ours as well. So we've been there from the beginning, right the way through. And for us, this fulfills a number of purposes. There's the grand one, I could say to you. We are very committed to net zero. And I guess in these times when maybe there's a little bit of politics going on with net zero, it's good for a positive announcement to come forward and to restate our commitment to it as a business. We are absolutely committed to sustainability as part of our responsible business initiatives. But we really think this makes good business for us. And that's the key point, I think, because I've been an environmental lawyer all my life, advised on clean energy and so forth. And I've always said that you need to make sure that these are good business for people and for participants. And this is good for us in a whole variety of ways, which I can go into.
I love the interconnection between the personal story and being an environmental lawyer and what you're doing now, right, as a firm. That's amazing. Rich, can you give us a 1-minute pitch of what you guys are doing at Oxygen Conservation and how do you arrive at these amazing carbon credits?
So we're a leading natural capital developer and asset manager. And you go back a couple of years and that as a business didn't even exist as a concept. And the start of our story is really the start of our relationship with Burgess Salmon. So 4 years ago, we launched what we call an invitation to partner, to find a law firm to help us acquire land across the UK and scale conservation, to put the ideas I'd learned from Silicon Valley and high-level sport into a business in the conservation sector, which, as we all know, is the purview of the retiree, the amateur. The standards just aren't there to attract the investment. So over the last 4 years, we've acquired 43,000 acres in the UK and built a portfolio getting increasingly close to £250 million in valuation. Now, one of my rules in life is to be radically transparent and to be authentic. And I don't know about you, but you can't fake authenticity for 4 years. And we've worked with Burgess Salmon for 4 years, every transaction, every day. So for us to sell our first carbon credits, which is at an incredible price point, we needed to put an offer in the market that was beyond reproach. The best carbon credit you can possibly buy, and this is it. This is land we own and manage for conservation. It's land where every aspect of that is seeking to do positive environmental and social impact. From the people who are looking after the land, local employees, jobs created, homes for people in local and rural communities. We know where the seed source comes from for trees. We know who manages the deer on the estate. We know the fences. We know every aspect of that. And Ross's teams, from juniors all the way up to the senior team, have visited the estate. They can touch, feel, see the landscapes there. Yes, you can buy low-value carbon credits in the market, but are you sure you know what you're buying? And that's why we have a premium price there today. We wanted to offer to the sector a carbon product that did the same as a Tesla Model S, really transform what was possible, produce an investable asset, and move the market forward a decade in a day.
Rich, and why £125 for a carbon credit represents a transparent and meaningful value?
To jump so far in a price point, thank you, Ross. We're very grateful for you paying that, but we think that represents great value because...
So do we.
Excellent. You're getting carbon value, but it's all those other aspects as well. You're getting the integrity, the trust, the transparency. And this is a beyond carbon partnership. We're delivering positive environmental impact and social impact. And with Ross's team, we're offering an array of digital assets, so photography, videography, to allow them to tell the stories about these projects. This is not about a transaction. It's about a long-term partnership. And we've had in excess of 20 requests to buy our carbon products, and we're not selling to anyone else. This is a one-off transaction for us to make the market for this product and to show what a true partnership should look like.
That's interesting. Ross, I want to hear your perspective too. Why are you ready to pay this price? Which value does it represent for you? And what can you tell to other companies in the market that are buying carbon credits?
So just coming back to the benefits for us and why I said at the beginning it makes good business for us. Obviously, there's the responsible business angle. We are doing everything we can to reduce our emissions. We've got science-based targets to achieve net zero, but we know we've got residual emissions, and we've got to deal with them over the coming years. And this is a way of committing to show that we are a responsible business, that sustainability is absolutely key to us. And frankly, we advise companies on net zero and sustainability, so we've got to set an example as well. So these are, as Rich said, very high value, integrity products. We know oxygen, we know where they're coming from, and we're going to be on a journey. This isn't, I want to echo this isn't a transaction of buying a few credits, okay? This is genuinely a partnership. We are going to learn a lot from this. So there is good learnings from us in this. We're going to be along the route.
As are we, it's definitely a partnership of learning.
And we've been doing this long enough and advising companies long enough that we know we don't know the answers to everything. We're confident that if we don't know the answers, others don't. But we're going to learn along the way how these are measured, how you assess them, how it works, and that's going to help in our legal advice to clients as well. The other big thing, which I can't emphasize enough, is, and I think this is the same whether it's in law or any other corporate organization, we think this is key to attracting future talent to us. We set out 20 years ago to be a responsible business and to show that a big law firm can also be responsible and a great place to work. And I'm absolutely convinced that in the future talent, we're already seeing it, people come to us because of this and because of the advice we provide. But our clients and our future talent are going to really be keen on this and see what we're doing in this. So this is going to be a good thing for us.
I love this so much that it's not just a carbon credit deal for £3 per ton, right? But this is a whole partnership with representing so much beyond. And to be honest, maybe you will all consider me ridiculous, but I think looking at nature just as a price of carbon is so narrow because nature provides so much value and ecosystem services, prevents floods, gives rain for our crops, biodiversity, climate resilience. For me, there is so much more behind than just a ton of carbon. And because I know that this is so much more for you guys as well than just carbon, Rich, I want to ask you to share one of the most amazing landscape transformational stories that you've done. I know you buy land, I know you restore it. What's one of the most amazing things you've seen in your work so far?
So I'm going to take you to a landscape in the Scottish Highlands in Perthshire called Invergeldy. We went Easter weekend 2 or 3 years ago to buy a landscape. You stand on a hillside, you see tens of thousands of acres, and you hear abject silence. And that's because the previous owners have killed everything that wasn't a deer and wasn't a grouse, so they can go back in summer and kill the deer and kill the grouse. And in the space of 18 months, we took the pesticides. So we bought that estate. We took the pesticides away, the chemicals away. We stopped the indiscriminate killing. When we arrived to view that state, we met a gamekeeper shoving handfuls after handfuls of foxes into a black bin liner. That's what happens in these landscapes if they're not managed for conservation. But if you give them a chance, you take the sheep off the landscape, you take the chemicals away, the pesticides away, the destructive practices we all do, boy, do they recover. You go to that place now, it's wet, it's wild, it's vibrant, it's noisy. These are the incredible places that are in the UK if we give them a chance and an opportunity. Now, we're really lucky with the partnership with Burgess Salmon, so that relates to our estate on Dartmoor, which is 120 acres of the most precious Atlantic rainforest in the UK. Now, that's about protection. Can I have a show of hands of who's ever been in an Atlantic rainforest in the UK? Look around, people. Most people didn't even know they were there. I love the fact all the Burgess Salmon people have been in it. That's great, and how it should be. When you go to these places, they're incredibly precious, but they need protecting. If we let everyone go there indiscriminately, our very presence of people in these landscapes destroy them. So this partnership allows us to generate revenues and the money associated with protecting these very, very incredible landscapes. Rainforests are really precious. We need more of the UK to be like that, and part of this partnership will help us to protect that for generations to come.
This was priceless. Thank you. Goosebumps. Ross, you mentioned to me that you want this partnership to be beyond just a partnership where it is, that you want the whole organization and your team to really get involved and to feel it. How would you see it evolving? How would you see bringing a piece of it to everyone at Burgess Salmon?
It's a good question. I mean, visits to your sites, we've talked about camera filming, understanding the benefits, seeing the evolution of the site as well, and the credits. And I think infusing people. I mean, this is a start. It's in the grand scheme of everything, it's a start, But we would love this, and I know we share this ethos, Rich. We'd love this to be a signal to the market that this is you can value nature. We need to properly value it. Biodiversity is absolutely crucial going forward, and we want to stimulate this market, which is why we've been relatively free about sharing information and so forth. We do want this market to move forward. We as a law firm are committed to that as well. And from, there's an awful lot of people, I should say, well, I've got them at Burgess Salmon and within Oxygen Conservation that have helped bring this together, and I'm here announcing it. So I'd like to thank them. But from a personal perspective, I've been an environmental lawyer for 30 years. I've been advising on clean energy, and I find myself leading this great law firm, fantastic. Sorry, that's a plug for Burgess Salmon. But I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. Imagine getting to announce this initiative when you become the senior partner of a law firm. So it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for bringing it about. It's great. Where do I go from here?
Well, that was my next question. I mean, first of all, I wish every senior partner at every law firm gets to announce a deal like this. Honestly, that would make a world of difference. This is a start. Right? This is a new benchmark of price. This is a new benchmark of a partnership beyond carbon. How do we scale that on a massive global scale? Because we need nature everywhere, and we need value and investments in nature today more than ever.
We've spent the last 10 years with the environment sector, activists and campaigners yelling at investors that the planet's destroyed, it's in a terrible state, and they need to do more, trying to guilt trip people into activities. Instead of building an investable product, investors are agnostic to profit and return. Nobody wants to be invested in gas and oil. There just isn't a better alternative. The purview is on everyone in this room who works in natural capital, who works in land, to produce a better product and a better service that is investable. And if you can hit a price point like £125 a tonne for carbon, thank you, that makes it investable. That's a risk-adjusted market return that makes this an investable product. We've left philanthropy behind, and this is the start of what that sector needs. So my challenge to the rest of the sector, to the Nattergals, to the Restore, to the Rebalancer, to everyone in there is, come and break this record. We don't want it to stand. I want to get off this stage to be told that someone's about to announce 150, and then 200, because in the years to come, this is going to be thousands. When we saw Silicon Valley launch IPOs in the hundreds of millions, they're now in the tens of billions. This is absolutely the beginning. The serious institutional investment is coming, not because it's a nice thing to do, but because, as the Minister said, it is the economic opportunity of our time. Take it, don't miss it.
Yeah, I think, if I can add to that, I mean, I completely agree. 2 points. The first is, I think, from my experience over 30 years, sometimes the environmental sector has almost been apologetic about, making money, good business relating to environmental issues. And we shouldn't be. You know, that's a catalyst for change, as Rich says. And the second thing is, you know, how are we going to stimulate this? What's going to happen? It does come back to integrity of those carbon credits and making sure that you batten that down as far as you can take it.
Just to comment on that integrity, we will publish anything and anything we produce. So we have a podcast that's done 130 episodes. Ross has kindly been a guest on that. We will share every achievement, every mistake, every bit of learning, because we want what we do not to matter. We need thousands of startups and thousands of solutions. Take it on. Steal our writing. Thank you, Lucy, for the plug of the book. That came out last week, and it is an unabashedly honest portrayal of all the things I've got wrong, all the lessons we've learned, and what we're going to do next. We are going to give you everything you need to make this market. Go take it.
This is amazing. I'm going to read and listen to everything, binge watch. And I want to put myself on the wait list for buying the carbon credits. Let their value rise like the Bitcoin. Now, to close off, I want to ask you a more personal question to both of you. Could you share what you love most about the journey that you've been on together so far?
I mean, I think it's sharing the same ethos. It's sharing an understanding of what we're trying to achieve. It's recognizing that we're all on the same path. And it is also recognizing what we don't know as well and accepting of that. And it's exciting. You know, we are going to be on a journey. I don't know about Rich, but I'm sure we, Burgess Salmon, will make mistakes along the way on this, but we're excited about it. And, you know, we're going in with the right intentions.
It's about the people. Can I ask anyone that's got anything to do with Burgess Salmon or Ocean Conservation to raise their hands, please? I adore every one of these people. I'm in an incredibly privileged position that I only have to work with both members of the team and partners that I love and adore and get to choose to be part of our business and team. And that's our rule with partners. We're very, very specific about the partners we pick, and it's people who we like them as individuals, their values and what they stand for. That is the biggest privilege you can possibly know, and what gives me the absolute excitement about this sector. Those of you who are in a position to recruit the new talent that Ross talked about, oh my God, they're good. Our generation is done. We maybe destroyed the planet. They're going to save it. All we need to do is give them an opportunity, and it is breathtaking. And the other thing is, the Greta Thunberg generation isn't out of uni yet. Wait until we work for them. This world is changing. Be part of that future. Be part of an AI and a natural capital world. That's all you need to do. Let them lead, and that's the bit I love most about what we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big applause for Rich and Ross, their world record. And let us do what they are inspiring us all over the world. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.